Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM22 One Club story from Hemel Hempstead Town with me, Daniel. It's part 76 today and we are back right embroiled in a playoff push. We're in 5th place, but don't get fooled. There are 6 points. Let's go down actually. There's 8 points separating us and 13th place. 5 of our remaining 8 games are against sides in that top 13 mix. And it starts today with Derby County away. The side we manage on Twitch, the side in 10th place, but just 4 points behind us. The beauty is we've got a great goal difference. We had a crazy game as we get into silly season in the Championship. But now we've lost one of our starting strikers. So things are not looking great. If you want to see how we get on though and you're looking forward to a big run in, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below for daily FM22 content from 2 long-term stories. And of course, you can also find up there the Twitch channel and the football podcast for regular content. Please do try them if you haven't already. But we've got important matters today. So let's get our focus on Hemel Hempstead and pay attention to what's going on here. First things first, the top 4 are out of sight. Forest have dropped down again, but Watford, Palace, Sunderland miles ahead. The battle we're looking at is us realistically down to Burnley. There's a couple of others that have just got themselves out of it now. 8 points with 8 games to go, 7 for some. But most of the teams are playing each other, and that's where it gets tricky. As we mentioned before, we did have that couple of months where we've got a good run of fixtures, and it has worked out that way for us, because I know we had a couple of disappointing results in February, but last month we were very solid, and despite playing twice a week quite a lot, we've still been picking up points in the majority of games. You can see we're getting to the running because the last game we had a ridiculous scoreline, which quite often happens in FM and in real life late in the season. But you were with me for Middlesbrough. We've played 10 games since. A comfortable 3-0 win at home to bottom side Oxford. Josh O'Connor did score his first for the club at the second time of asking. Kamari Doyle got a brace. He's been brilliant for us most of the year. We lost at home to West Brom in the Cup. Disappointing, but we had bigger fish to fry. A 1-1 draw at Burnley at the bottom of that chasing pack. 92nd minute equaliser cost us as Ricky J. Jones thought he'd given us a big away win. A West Brom defeat again, 3-2. 93rd minute again. Bajcetic and Stutter scored first half goals for us, but Carlin Grant came to the rescue. A 1-1 draw at home to Preston. Ricky J. Jones scored for us, and again, a late goal conceded. A 3-0 win at home to Charlton, 2 for Ricky J. Jones and 1 for Leon Bullock, who found his way back in. Ricky J. Jones then scored the winner at Bolton, a big 1-0 win against a relegation-threatened side, on the telly as well. A 2-2 draw at home to Millwall, 2 goals for the main man again, who has now, with that performance, broken the club scoring record. We'll take a look at that in a second. A 0-0 draw at QPR, solid defensive effort with a few players missing. And in this one, a 7-3 win at home to Huddersfield. We conceded a couple of poor goals, but Ricky got a hat-trick. Flores got his first for the club with a brilliant free kick. Terry Clark got his first for the club off the bench. And Josh O'Connor added another 2. That's crucial, because we're going to need him with Stutter out injured now. You can see before the end of the season, we placed Derby, who are just behind us today, Sunderland, who are up in 4th place, Cardiff are in the mix in 8th at home, Crystal Palace are in 3rd place, Bournemouth are in 12th place, and Reading are scrapping for their lives at the bottom, as are Sheffield Wednesday and Swansea. So we haven't got any games against those mid-table clubs. We're playing teams that are scrapping for their lives or teams that are fighting for the playoffs, and that's why this is going to be very tough. Reading on the final day at risk of going down. Can we get Scott Egan permanently if they drop to League One? That's what I want to know. But some good news off the pitch first. We talked about the big sale on deadline day last episode. Mateus went for £4 million. Well, we've spent it. If we go to the club vision screen, training facilities and youth facilities agreed to be upgraded again. Excellent progress from the club. We're flying in all of our objectives off the pitch. And as we mentioned, if we go and have a look at the club's landmarks and records, we have got Ricky J. Jones, most ever league goals by a player. He has overtaken Victor Sedende, our original hero of the save. And his record of 35 league goals in a season, is it a risk? Ricky's got 30 and 32. And he's got 8 games and potentially then the playoffs to overtake him. So let's get into the first game of today and find out. We're away at Derby. It's another one of those midweek fixtures, but a few of the other sides in the playoff mix are away from home. Birmingham, the ones we've got to watch most closely. If we get through the tactical instructions, we've got loads of players to close down. We're up against Jacob Ramsey, a star of our Twitch save, and a few other superstars too. But we're going to have to make changes because Derby, a very strong side, and after 2 weeks of international break, we've got to judge who's fit. There's a heavy match load for Nori. Webb's not quite fit, so Bajcetic will come back in and take his place at centre-half. In midfield, I've got to make choices. Scott Egan, I think back in for Hazeman, but do we risk the team that were that brilliant for us last time out? Terry Clark's been playing youth international football, so I'm going to drop him off the bench. I'm going to get Bennett Sharif back on it. And I'm going to put Thornhill ahead of Nori. I want to have the strongest possible squad. I'm going to stick with the 11, I think, bar Bajcetic that beat Huddersfield, because going forward, we were superb in that game. The only thing I am going to do is I'm going to put Egan in. I'm going to drop Hazeman into centre midfield and Egan to the holding role. Bit of extra height, bit of extra quality. Our 11 for today is as follows. It's G-Cock in goal. Mateus and Armin the fullbacks with Bajcetic and Taylor at centre-half. We've got Egan, Flores, Hazeman and Kamari Doyle, the midfield diamond, with Ricky J. Jones in the form of his life, alongside new goal-scoring hero Josh O'Connor up front. Into it we go. The first of 2 games in 4 days, a crucial one on the road. If Derby win, they're only 1 point behind us. And here is the Derby team. We're of course used to seeing Jacob Ramsey there. They play a very narrow formation as well, which might be an issue for us. Got some good footballers in that squad. Jack Taylor, another one that we know well. He starts the game at Peterborough in real life. Carlos Mendes Gomez drops out, a current Luton player in their squad, but not even on the bench for this one. So how can we get on? Anthony Taylor, a Premier League referee down here. This game must have some importance. Into the first half we go. See if we can do the business at Pride Park. It's a corner kick for Derby early on. Not what we want to see, but well defended by Max Taylor. And we have got a big side here. But can we do it from open play? Joseph wins the second header. Straight through to G-Cock. We've got 4 defenders that are over 6 foot. A holding midfielder, a central midfielder, and a striker who's 6 foot. We have got a big team. As it's a long ball forward, it goes straight through to Ricky J. Jones. All the way from the goal kick. And he's put it wide at the post. He's very rarely missed those in recent weeks. That is a big let-off for Derby County. And it was such a good chance for us. 15 gone though. It's still goalless. Although not quite, because it's a corner kick for Derby. Headed in at the back post, is it? No. How did that miss? It went over the bar. Had an open goal to aim at there. But it is a lot of corner kicks, a lot of territory for Derby. And we're not really defending them well. So we're going to demand a little bit more from the lads. And hopefully we get a better performance. Well, it has calmed down a bit now. We're back 5 minutes before the break as Armin and Bajcetic are playing out from the back. That is not the best kick, though, towards Josh O'Connor, who apparently is having a really good game, but I can't see the evidence of it as Fagan gets in. The flag does eventually go up, but how late was that? He'd already had 2 touches. At half-time, Derby definitely the better side from what we've seen and from the stats, but we're holding out for a 0-0, and as we had at QPR a few weeks earlier, if we can get draws on the road and wins at home, I'm a very happy man. We're nearly 10 minutes into the second half and we're back playing out from the back again and it's just not working out at the minute. Derby able to press us. They force the hoof, they win it back as Joseph goes wide to Bello. He's got it on the left, finds Jack Taylor. Back to his fullback again, great ball in. The keeper's in no man's land. And now we've got some chasing to do. Sam Perry scores the goal. It's his first ever goal for the club. Of course it is. It has to happen in this game. We're straight back from the kickoff though with Ricky J. Jones to Doyle. Had his poorest game in a long time as Kamari Doyle actually. Might need some bullet heroics off the bench. Hazeman goes wide to Albi Armin. Forced backwards again. Derby are pressing us relentlessly. We're struggling with the narrow tactic here. And he's catching us out though. Egan wins back there to Max Taylor and Mateus. Just play it over. Ricky's in. O'Connor can't get there. Henriksen wins it back to Edwards. Big pump forward. It's getting very direct now. Hazeman brings it over halfway towards O'Connor. Henriksen deals with it. It's a long highlight of punts between the 2 defences. Don't really get it. Albi Armin. Forced back to Bajcetic and Hazeman. In possession. Goes over again. Straight at Henriksen. Where's the composure gone? Max Taylor finds Kamari Doyle. That's better. Ricky J. Jones in. Ricky J. Jones scores. He only needs 1 chance. And Doyle might have had a poor game. Got an assist to his name now. 10 minutes gone in the second half. We get straight back on level terms. Well, it's a corner kick to Derby 10 minutes later. Headed away at the front post by Albi Armin. Ricky J. Jones picks it up and he has done his man here. He's passed halfway. Can he take him on? He can't. The block's back to Mateus. He gives it to Scott Egan. Finds Max Taylor and Mateus again. Better football, better composure, waiting for the right time. Doyle makes that run. Ricky J. Jones beyond him, but forced wide to Mateus. Oh, if we could nick this, it would be a wonderful result. Flores beats his man. There's the natural winger coming out. The shot's not great, though. Over the bar. And we'll have to think about changes, because we've not been brilliant despite the equaliser. As Whiteman takes a big goal kick, headed away by Scott Egan to Hazeman. We are getting on top now, though. Josh O'Connor on the left-hand side. Goes back to Albi Armin. Better football. Better possession. We're forcing Derby to run after us. Hazeman finds Doyle. Through to Jones. He's one-on-one again. Ricky J. Jones has scored again. That Victor Sedende League goals record will not be around for much longer, because Ricky J. Jones is playing the best he ever has. Just please don't let him get injured. 20 to go. I'm going to make a change. But this has been a brilliant comeback. So the first change will be Bennett Sharif at right back, because Mateus was on a yellow card. In midfield, I'm going to take off Callon Hazeman, and we will bring on Leo Hubert, who's a bit more defensive. And we'll save the last one 5 more minutes. But probably Giorgi for Flores. Just got that extra bit of height. He's another 6-footer from set pieces and helps us stay in control. As it's a corner kick to Derby. This is where it becomes crucial. Fagan wins the header at the front post, but thankfully over the bar. Come on, we're an almost exclusive 6-foot team now. You can't be giving away free headers. Well, back we come. 3 minutes of normal time to go. We've let in so many late goals. We might have to get the time wasting on in a minute. But for now, we're in possession with Albi Armin to Bajcetic. Derby still pressing high to their credit. Plenty of energy in their team. But at the moment, we're looking confident as Armin finds Hubert. Back to Bajcetic. Keeping the ball. Nice triangle. Through to Doyle. Jones is with him. Thinks the keeper himself. I was about to berate him for it because he had a simple tap in, Jones, if he laid it to him. But Kamari Doyle, an awful 50-55 minutes, then turns up with 2 assists and a goal. And that was an absolutely sumptuous finish. 5 minutes of stoppage time up. Not for the first time in recent weeks. We've been outshot. They've had more on target of Derby. The expected goals has levelled up by the end. They've had 18 corners to our 3. But we win 3-1. We did it against Charlton with a 3-0 at home. It's a fabulous result. We've got ruthless goal scorers. And the playoff charge is looking on. It's taking a very similar shape to Luton Town in real life. Fingers crossed, we both can make it. Well, a quick disappointing stop-off between the 2 games. We have, unfortunately, got another really poor youth intake. The best one, 1-star ability, 3-star potential for a striker who can't finish, and 2.5-star potential for a keeper who, to be fair, has got decent attributes and a personality. So maybe as a number 3 a long way down the line, I don't know. But there's not many, if we go through them, that have got great quality at all. So probably a couple more years before that starts to take effect. But for now, the focus is on the weekend. It's a big game. It's one where we can't afford to slip up. We're facing 19th place Swansea at home. We'll be back in a minute to run through our lineup. Well, we've done the hard work. We've won away at one of the playoff rivals. Now we've got to win the home games that on paper, we should be getting the victory in. Ronnie Stutter has failed his fitness test, no surprises there. We have actually got a rare week off after this game, note, before a tough trip to Sunderland. So let's hope we can do what we need to. Swansea only 5 points clear of the relegation zone. They are by no means safe yet. They've still got some good players, the likes of Jack Clark, the likes of Ben Beachy among them. Let's see what our fitness is like, though. The ground is filling up, nearly 10,000 today. Everyone's fit. So all I'm going to do is Hubert in for Hazeman in central midfield, and I think the rest of the team will just be Bennett Sharif in for Mateus at right back. Other than that, I'm pretty happy with how we've been performing. Do we need to bring Terry Clark back onto the bench, because he has been brilliant in training in recent weeks, but I'm not sure this is the right situation for him. So that is going to be the 18, exactly the same 18 that played in the last game, but Hubert is into the starting lineup, as is Bennett Sharif. 2 changes from the game against Derby. Well, a few more changes for our visitors, 6 in total today. The likes of Lewis Travis also coming in. They've got a couple of well-known players on the bench, Zach Viner being one of them. But Scott Malone, the manager, is not having a great time with them. So let's ask the lads to pick up where they left off. We'll take another unconvincing victory. Why is there one player with a different kit there for Swansea? Not the goalkeeper, obviously, but one of the outfield players. We're not going to worry about that for now. Let's get in possession, let's get in front, and try and cement our playoff place as Gribbin finds Sims. Draper gets it into the back post. Good start, Swansea. The header's over the bar. And this season isn't about going up for me at all. If we can sneak into the playoffs with this young squad and just get the experience of playing there, It will give us a big help in the future as Bennett Sharif gets it on the right to Taylor. Of course, it's going to be close, but we're in good possession here with Flores to Josh O'Connor. What a January signing he's been. But a shot there straight of Fisher, who saves well. Still 0-0, but the first big chance of the match. Well, I'm afraid 25 minutes in, we've got an injury alert, and it's a groin pull for Flores, so I'm not going to take any risk there. Straight away, we'll bring on Daniel Giorgi. We just want to keep everyone fit at the moment. Got to stop injuries getting worse. Half an hour gone. Not been a great performance, but we have been the better side. This is a big kick headed away by Bajcetic, and Bennett Sharif finds Ricky J. Jones to Kamari Doyle. Got 2 or 3 running off him, but just plays the short, simple option. Max Taylor back to the right back, and now it's Giorgi into Kamari Doyle. We love getting into that position, but this pass intercepted. They are swarming bodies around Doyle. They obviously know he's a threat. As Sims plays down the left-hand side, Draper will chase it and keep it in. Can Bennett Sharif catch him? He can. Forces him back to Sims. Chance to cross for Swansea. Congreve gets it. Finds Draper. Congreve again. Just waiting for the delivery. They've committed 4 or 5 forward. Sims goes from distance. In the end, it's comfortably wide. I'll take them chances all day long. As G-Cock plays out from the back, it's starting to hot up a bit now. Taylor wide to Bennett Sharif. You can see Swansea pressing nowhere near as high as Derby. They're allowing us to play out, they're allowing the defence to have the ball, and it's allowing us to be a bit more composed and progressive in our play. As Scott Egan picks it up in a holding role to the substitute Giorgi. Hubert over to Jones, picks his moment. Ricky J. Jones. Is there ever a doubt when he's on his right foot? 33 for the season. The cartwheels are out in celebration. And that man, 3 divisions in a row, may well be firing us into promotion contention, as Ekpiteta has got it at the back for Swansea. From the kick-off we go straight away. Not always a good sign, as Draper gets it on the left. He has had a bit of an impact down this wing so far. Tries to release Gribbin, but it's well done by Max Taylor. He's grown into his championship shirt the last year or so. Here he is going forward to Ricky J. Jones. Inside to Giorgi. Lots of players up in support, but just plays the short pass backwards. Giorgi into Doyle now. It's a 3-on-3. O'Connor to Doyle again from the edge of the box. The shot's poor. Straight at Fisher again. But we're carving them open at will here as Fisher goes long downfield. Easy for Bajcetic back to his keeper. And look at the pace that we're trying to play out with. Loads of tempo. And we're getting it forward quick as O'Connor. Chance to release Doyle. It's a brilliant run off the midfielder. And it's a brilliant, emphatic finish into the top corner. No chance for the keeper. Josh O'Connor turns provider. And Kamari Doyle makes it 2-0 Hemel Hempstead. No slip-ups here at the moment. Well, half-time and your stats, for all the games we've been fortunate in recently, they don't get much more emphatic than that. We have been dominant. We've been in cruise control. I've put the league table up now so we can stay up to date. We've got a 6-point cushion as the fixtures and results stand at the moment from 6th, 7th and 8th place. But if we lose a couple, with Sunderland away coming, with Cardiff, with Bournemouth, all the sides in the mix, it could get tricky. At the moment, though, we've got to think about preserving legs. Scott Egan will be one of those. He's going to be replaced by Camoy Richardson. Hubert will go into the holding role. And with a quarter of the game to go, we'll give it 10 more minutes, and then Ricky might get a rest too. As Richardson picks the ball up here in midfield to Hubert. Back to Bajcetic. Third goal, he can come off immediately. Hubert. Back to Max Taylor. Chance to play over the top. Instead, it's going forward. No one's pressing him. Jones plays wide to Bennett Sharif. Back into Ricky J. Jones. Saved to O'Connor. Saved again. Fisher with an unbelievable double stop. But it's not going to change the result at the moment. As O'Connor wins a header on halfway. It's back to Travis and now Clark. We know he's got pace down the right. We had him with Wigan in our beta save last year. Gets all the way to the byline. Delivers a good cross. Gribbin's up, but Taylor wins it. He's been a man mountain back there today. Shabani down the line to Draper. Swansea still pushing forward, creating a threat. Taylor's there again to clear. O'Connor loses out. Sims wins it in the middle. Through ball to Gribbin. Swansea back in it. Ricky cannot come off now. Kamari Doyle is knackered. Leon Bullock will be on for him. We've got 18 minutes and it's just suddenly got tense. As we come into the final 5 minutes, we definitely deserve to win this game. 22 shots to 9, 9 on target to 4. But with 3 minutes of stoppage time, there's 1 goal in it. So I'm going to have to start doing this, I'm afraid. The time wasting is coming out to play. We've got to make sure we get the result. Let us go to the tactics. We're just going to slow the pace down and time waste. We're not in a rush to get forward. We will still counter them a bit because we've got that pace up front. But the most important thing here is not to concede rather than to try and score again. 3 minutes to cling on. We're not seeing any of it so far. I think we've done the job. I think now with 6 games to go, we've got a 6-point cushion to the playoffs. Let's confirm that and see when we're going to be back. There is our confirmation then. Other results going our way a bit. Blackburn held by Reading with 10 men. Birmingham won, yes, Tyrese Campbell the hero, but it's against Cardiff, who are one of the other sides in the mix. Bournemouth did win. So did West Brom. Derby lost again. They're almost getting into territory of being out of it. And Burnley definitely are now. They've disappointed this year. They have got the game in hand though, so if they win, who knows? It's too early to judge, even with 6 games to go. Let's see when we're going to be back because it's a big finish to the season. If we look at the schedule, our final 6 games include Palace and Sunderland, who are in the top 4, Cardiff and Bournemouth, who are in the chasing pack, and Sheffield Wednesday and Reading battling for relegation. So we're just going to show the last 2, unless there's a chance to wrap it up against Palace. It's going to go to the wire, I think. Don't be fooled by our great form because we've now got a tough run in. After all of the slightly easier run, which we said at the start of the season we thought we had, we've now got some real tests. So if you're looking forward to finding out how we get on, whether we'll be in the mix or in pole position when we come back next time, please do chuck a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below for daily FM22 content from 2 long-term stories. Let me know in the comments if you think we'll make it or will we drop out now against some of the top sides. I hope you'll join me in a couple of days to find out, but in the meantime, you can find the head coach playlist or other long-term story above my head. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you again next time for a crucial end to the championship season.